Alright, I'm testing out the stream on Twitch. It looks like I'm live on Twitch already. That is great. Now I'm gonna check out whether I'm live on YouTube. And let's take a look at that real quick. Let me see whether my chat tools are working. Again, the stream starts at 11 a.m. Central Time. Let me go quickly into the YouTube studio to make sure that the live feed is working. Okay, go live. And it looks like it is all working. And I'm gonna say, no, it's not for kids, but it's also not for people over the 18 only either. So I'm gonna press save, and it looks like I am live on YouTube, and I am live on Twitch as well. Perfect. Let me just quickly check on OBS, and it looks like I am set there. And let me overlay this with some relaxing lo-fi music that I generated using Suno AI. So I think we're all set now. So every single day, let me set this up too. Okay, it is episode 6. Welcome to my game development blog, and I will create a devlog every single day until my game is done. And depending on how it goes, maybe even further and further. But yeah, this is it. I am here. What am I exactly doing? Very simple. I work in Unreal Engine for Fortnite, and I'm creating a game here. One thing that I haven't really discussed before is the overall aesthetic of the game. You notice how it's a little bit pixely in the game, and that is for a reason. The original game design document, the original intention was to create like a boomer shooter style shooter game. Something that you may have played in the late 90s or early 2000s. That's the aesthetic that I decided upon. You do have an ability to change the graphics, and I'll show you where you could technically do that in the game. Red screen sequence, and let me double click this. This gives you the ability to change it if needed, but you first have to press the button. I wonder if I can actually change it in the sequence as well. Let me just double check something on Twitch. Okay, I am here. I'm here on Twitch. I'm also streaming on YouTube. And I'm gonna start officially the stream in a single minute, which is gonna be great. Before I do anything, I'm gonna go and check in my changes. Today is August the 23rd, 2024, and I'm simply gonna call it a warning. By doing this backs up my project, so in case something crashes or I accidentally delete a bunch of assets, I can always record, I can always save my progress. And if there's a mistake, I can always go back in time and undo my mistakes. So yeah, here we are. Right now, I'm creating the level design for my last portion of the game. So the whole purpose of the game is to storm the castle, and I am working on the last bit of that now. With that said, I still have to fix up the workshop, which you can see right here. The dungeon is effectively done, including the cave sequence. And I believe the wall is done too, and the courtyard is basically nearly done too. There are a couple of minor fixes that I have to do. One area that is still needs to be worked on is the courtyard at the very beginning of the game. This serves as an area for brand new players to get very familiar to the game and to get hyped up. What I noticed in other UEFN games or Creative Islands is when you get into the actual game, you kind of have to familiarize with the game itself. It doesn't hold your hand. And lets you know what is fun about it. I want to make sure that the first minute the player goes to my island, they are very aware of the type of gameplay they are about to expect, even when they are going to a bit more relaxed areas such as the village. The village being this area, which acts a little bit like the lobby, not necessarily a lobby, but more so a hub, a peaceful hub, where the player can do multiple things, such as upgrade their character, purchase weapons, teleport to the right to the location that the player desires, and of course talk to the villagers. One of the big goals in this game is that every NPC is gonna have motion capture, just like any other professional video game. Overall, my ambitions for this game is effectively that of providing as close of a full-time game that I could provide, and I anticipate my gameplay to be about that of what is expected of a typical DLC, which means I think you can beat the campaign within 5 hours. There's also a lot of hints and secrets, and Easter eggs within the game. That's something that I definitely wanna. If you have any ideas of an Easter egg that I should include, please let me know. I would love to get your feedback and include this in my game as well. Also, if you're interested to be a playtester, please feel free, reach out to me, and I will give you access to some of my test islands. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm abusing the grinding rails as cables and such. The reason being is the grinding rails allows me to adjust them via splines, which makes for beautiful cabling. And overall, I want to give it this appearance as if there was cables everywhere, like a very messy server room, so to speak. If you have played BioShock or Half-Life, you're probably very familiar with that aspect of environmental storytelling. The player goes near a screen and suddenly the antagonist talks to you. I'm gonna have something very similar in the castle as well, as you fight yourself through the kitchen, and that's the first time where the Mad King or Mad Queen, I still have to decide what would make would be more interesting. But anyway, the person recognizes you and he talks to you via the screens, effectively at you, most likely taunting you. Given that the kitchen is right here, it would only make sense that this could be some sort of dining hall area. So I might as well just do that. For the most part, level design doesn't have to make 100% sense, but it should be somewhat believable. Just enough for you to lose, just enough you introduce yourself and start embracing the fantasy. Older video games did it pretty successfully, and I find that the more abstract you keep it, the more the player can envision themselves in the space as well. That's why I also have the pixelated feel on this game overall. It helps hide imperfection and kind of blend in all the different styles of the Fortnite environment. One thing I noticed in Fortnite is that over the years, a lot of the architecture and a lot of the assets they provided us are much more realistic than they used to be. Especially in early Fortnite, they used to be very cartoony. This is not the case anymore, and to be honest, I find it to be a good change. Okay, let's see what we can find if we type in dining hall. This is not this mansion dining hall. Let's see what we can find on the mansion. Let's take a look. And we're gonna look around, see whether there's a table and such that we can use. I'm gonna press this button because it's annoying me a little. Anyway, we have a beautiful chandelier we possibly could use, and we have there's a number of things we could technically be using. A globe. What I'm really looking forward though is a dining hall table, a long one. I know that there has been a couple of assets that were meant for castles. Let's see if we can find that here. I've used a lot of assets from the Hexylvania gallery in the dungeon and such. I can see that the set pieces would be perfect. Nope. It's all pretty stuff, but doesn't really fit off what we are trying to do here. One thing that I want to do before I forget, let me put this chat screen up on top. So that way, we are not. So that way, if there's anybody joining the stream, they can chat, and I can see what we. I can see that you're here, which would be good. Let's go quickly look again under the gallery, and let's see where we can find the right assets. I do also have a couple of favorites that I pre-saved. Let's see what the Citadel has to offer. This castle chair looks promising. Balconies. This looks promising. The playset. Oh, okay. Looks like I was hiding a lot of assets because I had a filter on here. I think this can look very promising. I'm hoping I find what I'm looking for now. If you have ever watched the Hunger Games, this is kind of what this is the kind of future that I wanna display in this game. You know, you have an upper hierarchy that has all kind of that lives in a cluster of technology, while everybody is somewhat in poverty. Let's see whether these have. Nah, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for here. Maybe the haunted gallery. Nope. Haunted. Possibly. I don't want that to be too gothic though, so I have to be careful with that. Alright. tombstone. We have barrels of wine. Yeah, I'm still not finding what I'm looking for. Hunter's Haven. Ice House. I could technically just, find a different asset from not from Fortnite and import it here. But I think it'll be quicker if I just use a Fortnite asset. And in this case, it's not that critical. Paradise. Nope. That's Primal. No, that's not it either. Oh. No, Princess Castle's a little bit too much. Resistance. Nope. Ruined. Ooh, I do like the cannon. Look at this guy. Should we include a cannon? I don't know. Does it make sense? No. Is it fun? Absolutely. Not everything has to necessarily make 100% sense. I'm gonna include it temporarily. I'm gonna decide whether to include it or not. But it would be kind of funny to maybe it could become a decorative part. I'm not exactly sure yet. Let's see. I'm still looking for that darn table. Okay. Sometimes I wish I had a big book of all the assets. Could this work? I'm gonna put this up. Still too small, and this would work well for the dungeon though, but not for this scene. I'm gonna still keep it in though, just in case. Table bedroom. How big is it? This looks sizable. No, it's not. Looks too tiny. So let's go scroll a bit further down. Let's see what we can find. Shifty Sands. Nope. Spooky. Nope. Citadel. We already looked at Citadel before. Maybe I think what I need to do is just type in table and look it that way. I should have done that. Oh, look at this guy. This is exactly what I'm looking. A stereolite. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Look at this. So now that we have the name Asteria, I wonder if we can simply type in Asteria and it gives us a lot of other options. Let's see. You know, looking at all the tables, I think Asteria is definitely the best table that I could find. Well, next time I'm gonna keep this in mind. Look for, instead of looking for, I need to niche down on my search. Let's take a look at agency table and compare them side by side. Ooh, this is actually, I mean, this would fit the environment better. Difficult decision. So I think this would look really cool in the environment. I'm just curious what happens if I wonder whether I can put a graphic in the middle of it. Let's see what that happens. And nah, didn't work like I thought. So now that we have that, what is this table called again? Asteria, no, not Asteria, Asteria. Okay, now we have all of these assets. Good to know. I wonder what the Asteria stands for. It looks like we have a lot of assets under that name. Oh well. Light Castle. Maybe I should specify it down to Light Castle. Yeah. That's a much better smart idea. Let me just import all these silverware. Now the question is, you know what? I don't have to be limited with the size being that small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Twice as... Yeah, this is a very big size now. I definitely like the size of this table. I'm still questioning whether I should choose the wooden table or the technology table. The reason being is it's kind of like I want to merge these to you know, contrast technology with you know, the overall castle appearance. 1.5, 1.5. I am leaning towards. That is a good question, which one to keep. I like the size of both of them. I'm gonna put... Alright, I'm gonna make an executive decision. And I'm gonna keep this table. I'm starting to... Because otherwise I'm just... Sometimes you just... Oh, what did I do just now? I think I pressed... Did I press enter? No way. Okay, enter? No? Was control, wasn't shift? No, wasn't this? Either. How was I able to do that? No. Oh, I think it's... Oh, interesting. So, it looks like, it seems... I guess, yeah, okay, now I get it. You simply double click it. Alright. And what does that do? It's only, unfortunately it's only read only, so I cannot change that asset. Which means it's this is pretty limited. Well, one thing that I can immediately tell is that we need some sort of chandelier. Thankfully I have a chandelier right there that I have not been able to use in any other scene. So I'm gonna take this chandelier and put it here, but I think I'm gonna run into an issue. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought it was too big, but I don't think it is. Look at that. This is great. Now here's a question. Can I adjust the light? So I have it currently set on 10. Oh, beautiful. I can set the light, and it's super bright now. Now the question is, how bright do I want it? 15, 19 is too much. I definitely want to cast it shadows. We are living in 2024. I think by this point on, even the mobile phones are able to produce quite a bit of impressive, you know, performances. Alright, we have this. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Maybe we should do 2 chandeliers. Go. What would be really cool is if this had, a small like sign saying, "Hey, don't make sure how to address the mobility and such." Let me just quickly check out the web browser real quick. Alright. We get 1 viewer, which happened to be me. And yeah, I am not surprised about YouTube. I also have been having a little bit more problems within YouTube. I'm gonna delete this since I don't need this anymore. Yeah, this looks good. All I need is some sort of carpet in the background. Ooh, I have an idea. I want to switch this over. Yeah, this is gonna look good. Definitely have to work on this room a bit. Boop. Here we go. Oh, that's interesting. I need to definitely fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna fix all of that. So I'm gonna put this right here. And I put this here. And I want to make sure that I think the window should be a little bit lower. Putting this block out here, and now I can do this the following. And now this looks all hanky-dory. It's all great. All I need to do is I'm gonna press, I think it was shift right click, and now shift left click. This is how I can very quickly assign that. What is this again? What is this graphical element? So you have that element as well. Yeah, I definitely need to work on that. Maybe, let's see what this looks like. I press shift right click and left click. No, that is all wrong. Maybe right click, shift left click. No, that's not it either. Shift right click, shift left click. And no, I think I didn't do it right. Alright, I'm gonna just do it the old way. Copy. Paste. 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 Oh, I guess it's not working. Oh well. Here we go. Putting this down a bit. Now we have this element. Okay. I have a feeling. I don't know where to put this other block now. Oh well. Yeah, this is good enough. Okay, aesthetic wise, there's things I like and don't like right now. I think... I'm gonna put this right here. I'm just gonna rearrange a few elements of a puzzle game. Alright. Where did that element come from? Yeah, we don't need this, so I'm gonna delete it. So we're gonna have this element. I'm gonna put this right here. And alongside this thing. And now what I can do is... I think I'm just gonna do this. A duplicate. So it is symmetrical. But does it look good? I think I'm gonna let this... I'm gonna let future Chris decide on that. Or future me. Alright. We got that. We need some chairs, of course, but I think we have the spirit of that part figured out, which is good. And of course, we can put some decorative items as well, such as actually this would look pretty cool. Right there, really cozy, really sell it off. You know, the trick is you want to kind of go with a logical flow. You go from this kitchen into the dining room, and then into the next room where the elevator is. Frankly, it doesn't have to make perfect sense. We're still talking in the realms of video game logic, right? Don't let reality get in the way of your fun. But we still need to kind of put enough detail so people forget that they actually are playing you want the player to forget that they're playing a game. And if you do stupid things, like very illogical things, then people, you know, they break out of the illusion. So I'm gonna just put a couple of chairs. What I would normally do, which I will still do, is I'm gonna knock a couple chairs away. Make it look like there was a struggle of some sort. Why do you do that? To indicate that there was a struggle recently. It also adds a little bit of a mystique. This is one video game that did it really well. I recently played System Shock Remake. And there was one scene that did it really well, where in the storytelling there were a bunch of former people and former rich people, and they got kind of betrayed by this one guy, betrayed them to Shodan, which happened to be the AI, the villain in that game. If you haven't played either System Shock 1 or 2, both of them are amazing games. System Shock 2 especially, for the time, it was amazing. I think it came out just after Half-Life, and I think it's one of the, you know, it was an amazing game. I like it. So yeah. So, what does the cast have? We have that. There should be some sort of foyer, maybe. No. Now this room, here's the thing. This room goes from the workshop. So logically, it should have some debris from that era. So let's see if I can find some assets that looks appropriate. We don't want to have these junky devices, but one thing that we definitely want to have is, I think we can put this guy in. So I'm gonna put this I still need to create another asset of this type. One where the doesn't have the base or the top, but just the tube. After all, we kind of have to make... There should be like a plausibility of how they put in. Another good game that did it well, explaining how the world worked, was the original Fallout. Again, another game. It may be a little bit too tedious for modern gamers, but oh man, that was an amazing game. I played Fallout, the original Fallout, when I was a wee boy back when I was living in Germany. And what they had is they had these compilation discs. So basically, video game producer, video game publisher would basically create these 20 CD kits of all the past games that are too old to really sell for normal price. So to milk out a little bit of more of a profit, they would put this to the stores. And one of the games inside that, it was one of those compilation discs. The name was Gold Games. And in one of those discs, there was Fallout, the original Fallout, and that was amazing. I loved that game. I think the tolerance back then was also... We had much higher tolerances of crappy game design. And there were a lot of bad game design decisions from Fallout. But it didn't take away from this one key aspect of that game. And that is the atmosphere. So when I want these oil drums, might as well get them. I am not so concerned about memory right now, because there's two things that I can do if I happen to be over the budget. I can always go back and simplify things. For instance, let's say you have 5 different types of oil drums. I can always get rid of a couple of those. You know, so instead of 5 different oil drums, you only have one oil drum. What did I call it? I think I called it barrel. A stereo barrel. I think also I wanted a black barrel. Oh, I just saw it. Here. Storage oil drum. This one has some decals I like. Let's see. This is kind of what I mean with the old. Yeah, but I don't like. I don't want this on it. Let's see. This one. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm gonna put a couple of those around. So the idea is that this castle has been taken over, right? It's now being used as a, imagine raiders invaded. Okay. Let's imagine a castle. Raiders originally took over the castle, but as they start living in the castle, they'll make their castle their own home. So they use the luxuries of, a dining table and such. But the primary purpose is safety, frankly. This whole castle is effectively a super weapon, right? This is where the workshop is, and that's where those original raiders after the... okay, now I'm gonna get into the whole lore of this game. This game, there's a concept called the Big Silence. After the war, there was a big, like a couple of either 50 to 100 year gap where nobody knows what time it is. It just... everything kind of stopped existing for a while. You know what? What I should include Okay, I'm again going into attention. Let me finish that thought about the big sound. So effectively, raiders invaded, discovered this cable, and they made their own home in it. And of course, eventually they started to believe that they were the royalty that they, not raiders, but the royalty that they are always been. But keep in mind, they didn't build this. This existed eons before they took over. But you know, as many times they fooled themselves into thinking that that's their, it's their belongings. But that's why you have oil drums and not nice things in combination of luxury, right? All right. I also have this room here that I need to do something with. It may be a duplicate of this room, but I don't know yet. Oh, what would be actually a smart idea? Maybe this room should be like a temporary... This should be the room where, like a barrack. Or this side of the building could be like somewhat of a barrack, you know, where all the some of the soldiers live. Again, we're going back to the idea that raiders invaded it, but then they became the very people, you know, fooling themselves that they are the proper inheritance. I do like those barrels that I just saw. Before I forget, let me put these barrels right here. I noticed when I checked the military, I came up with a bunch of good hustles. Military. Yeah, the military card. Definitely the card. And to make this work, is I need to make obviously the card with a lot of these items. But then I also need to put in some luxury items. And one thing that I definitely need to do is... with fruit decals, I'm gonna make little things how their old art has been effectively defaced by the new inheritance, the new people here. Let's see. We definitely need the military crate because that's kind of solves the idea of, you know, it being. Ooh, this is a cool balcony. I'll get that. Ooh, that is... okay. That's cool. So... I would... let me see what this looks like. Because that would be really cool if... hopefully it's not going to take up too much memory and too much resources. But let's see what it looks like. Did I do something? Oh yeah. That's the problem. Offset needs to be on 0. That's why it's giving me all this trouble. But even at that, it shouldn't give me this gap. Maybe it's because it's the base mid, and this is the base. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's overlay all of this. Should we do a single gun or double gun? Let's go with one. Wow, look at this guy. Yeah, this looks cool. I like it. Although apparently it's all color coded. If I had to choose a color, it would be red. So let's take the red color then. And I possibly can animate it to where it randomly shoots stuff in the air. To indicate that this is indeed a dangerous thing. Now I'm questioning. I'm gonna do single barrel, and I need it in red, not yellow. Actually, I wanted to have it gray, but I don't think I have a choice in that matter. Oh, double barrel. You know what? The double barrel does look pretty badass. Just means I have to animate it twice, or create double the assets. Yeah, this is cool looking. Look at that. Boom. This is truly a defensive structure, man. I was looking for one asset, really. Oh, I think I found it. I think I remember. There we go. What's this? Gutter floor. I think this is what it's supposed to called. Actually, you know what? Let's paste this. No, definitely wasn't gutter floor. Shift 5. Here you go. And maybe it was for trim. Copy. Paste. 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 It's not working. Copy. Paste. Paste. It looks like it's not working. I'm gonna just grab this part. Actually, I kinda wanna have more of a red carpet. I wonder if they have a red carpet. I would not be surprised if they did. Or rug carpet. No, of course not. What was I thinking? Let's see. I mean, they do have this guy. Ooh, this actually doesn't look too bad. So let's see, copy. And now it pastes in. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. The only problem is this hallways now bugs me. But I'm just gonna keep this temporarily. That kinda does look good. So, I think I have an idea about this. I'm gonna do it, so there's gonna be a couple of cinder blocks and kind of like, you know how you imagine you're moving in a house and sometimes you have a storage area that you, an impromptu storage area that you barricade off. And in that case, barricade. Colosseum barricade. This is not done. I'm just curious. This might be stupid, but let's see whether I like it or not. This is not necessarily. Do I like it? Don't know yet. I'm just gonna keep it in for a little bit. Maybe I will grow to like it. Let's see, concrete. Nah. Barricade, no. No, that's not it either. I know where I have this asset before. In fact, I've been meaning to fix an aspect that's been bugging me here. Let me just quickly put in a device. Let me just quickly check. So we have one viewer. That's been me. I am that one viewer. That's fine. I do it all for fun. And actually, second reason why I do this is just for my own. So I know what I've done in the past. Alright, we got this, and it was AI. It was a volume, a blocking volume. Let's type in volume. Here we go, AI modification. And the reason you have this guy, it's very simple. This one helps you make sure that the characters go in a certain direction. And the problem I had earlier is that the guys were always crawling underneath this platform, and I want them actually to shoot them from the other area. So by very smartly choosing these, you can make the AI seem smarter than it actually is. No, not this. Depth 3? Yeah, I think this is it. And we're gonna change it to avoid, because we don't want to have it like, it doesn't have to, we don't want them to block, they just have to avoid the area. And we also have this area thing. I literally put this in for style more than anything. This would make more sense in the castle too, or in the workshop. Oh well. Definitely in the workshop. Oh my gosh. That would be so cool. That would be a really good cinematic. Oh! I'm getting all lost in the sauce here. Okay, this is called Task Force Barrier. So let me, I just have to, don't forget, there's a few things I need to do. Barrier. And we don't look for barrier device. We're looking for concrete barrier. Road barrier. Here, task force barrier. And we put them right here. I can also, I think I'm gonna add 2 cots in there, because I want to imply that this is their own guard duty over there. Their job is to guard this portion, right? Anything that indicates this is a guarding station would be good. Do we need this then? Probably not. Again, the people retrofitted this area to fit their needs, right? I'm gonna take one of those rails, and I'm gonna put them in another room. This is an example of how I hacked together this whole thing. Unfortunately, this is the only tool that has blinds like this, other than there's also a blind tool. Oh, what's also really funny is this one also has the ability to do the following. Patio lights. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, maybe I should include this in the village. That would be cool. That would make things immediately much more cozy. Because I want to give it a little bit of an uneasy safety net. Give the village the... It is a safety within a very wild world that the people are inhabiting in this world. Alright. I'm gonna delete this. Put this right here. I don't know why it keeps on doing this. No idea why it does that. Maybe I'm just gonna put this in the floor. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. Let the cable run through the floors. Unfortunately, this doesn't work anymore. Let's see with this tool. Okay, what I notice is I have to move the camera, and then I can put this down. And now I can put this down. Yeah, perfect. And now I can put this. And I put this by the computer over there. And this one I can then run all the way through. One, two. Here you go. Maybe this needs to be on the other computer. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would make sense. It's right there. So we have a cable running off on the floor, which is great. And I don't know why I need to... Let me just change this real quick. To make it more... There's like a kink in the cable, which I don't like very much. And we'll fix this. And here we go. Delete this. No, I'm gonna keep this. Okay, this is good. Now I can really quickly take the same cable. This is what it looks like running through. And I can take the same cable and I can do this again. Weird. I wonder why the thing ended up being all the way up in the top. It doesn't in the end matter. Oh, come on. Here. I'll put this up here. Have multiple I want to have multiple cable running through here. Here you go. I'm gonna press G. I'm gonna delete the last node because I want to have it a little bit run a little bit differently than the other one. Here you go. Oh no! Oh no! Alright, click this, and now I can just do this. And I can just do this. Voila! And this will go on a terminal of some sort. Right here. Again, I want this whole... As much as I can, I want to give it the impression that this whole thing is wired crazily. The effect is for... Have you ever played Half-Life? They've done that really successful in Half-Life 2. In fact, we could simply go to, Half-Life City. I thought it was 77. Yeah, that's it. And if you take a look at the the images themselves, you can see how there's so many wires overstrewn these old-fashioned, architectural areas. There's basically wires over the old style of architecture. And there's probably even better ones inside the right here in the architecture. There was one scene in particular, the train station, especially at the very beginning of the game, that did it really well. Oh well. I mean, I'm definitely, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't inspired by Half-Life. Be completely lying, man. Here you go. Let's get 2 cables. I'm probably gonna make one more cable that goes in here. There's one part in this game, concept in the game is that there's the soldiers, which is one type of enemy, but also there's these monsters that they are attempting to control, that are controlled via these antennas, or rather, they're not controlled by the antennas. The antennas merely suppresses their ability to spawn at a certain location. I hate to bring up that example of Half-Life, but it's very similar on how the how in Half-Life they were able how the Combine were able to suppress, this would make sense. What if you had guards right here, and they are monitoring this hallway? That's all their job is. Make sure that everything is perfectly okay. In that case, I can do this. Don't talk to anybody, just guard the hallway. And of course, this also means that it could act as multiple purposes. Like an area to ambush the player, a player to ambush the player, but also if the player is experimental enough or interested enough, he can go and, explore a little bit. So we got 2 minutes left. I'm gonna edit a little bit more for the next 2 minutes. What if I can find a guard station? I wish I knew. Station. Let's see what that means. What does a guard station look like? I know they had them in the latest Battle Royale. Okay, let's see. What does a guard station look like? Basically just a building. Let's see, Fortnite. That's one that I saw. Yeah, I think it's just a generic building. Don't have to overthink it. Oh yeah, this is great. I think story-wise this would make a lot of sense. You have an NPC running. Now, if there was some sort of event that happened, you could walk in there. Oh, this is great. This gives a player path. The player runs through here. He gets paused by the screen, and I think I'm gonna put a gate in here, so it forces the player to interact with it. And then you go in the next room where all the guards are and you get storm. And then you have a little bit of break here. You have a little fight here. And this is now the first version of the big fight. First fight, you hack the computer systems. You go to the second version of the fight. Islands will spawn, so you have ability to go. and then you can enable either this elevator or the other elevator, and you go up to the second stage, and then you can finally make it over right here where you get this little upgrade if you choose to take it, and then you can make it to that castle thing. Alright, this is all looking great. I'm gonna end the stream right here, and yeah, I think we are making progress. Will I make the end of the month deadline or the timeline I put myself? I don't know. I'm putting too much stuff in sometimes in the game that takes me longer. But I think I'm still shooting for the date. I'm still shooting for a public play test to start on, starting next month. All right, bye bye. I'm gonna call the stream again. If you enjoyed it, the stream is always open at every weekday, doing 11 a.m. to noon Central Time. I sometimes go longer than this, but it really depends whether I have viewers and such. Yeah.